Welcome to the Smoke and Rope Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Basore, and today is episode 55. Real excited to have on the Luxury Loud crew today, Marco Malinowski and Brent Castillo. Thanks for being on, fellas.
Thanks for having us, Ryan.
Thanks for having us.
Got it. And with me today is Kevin is having some technical difficulties. We hope he's going to be able to join us, but thankfully we got Tom Beller up in Kalkaska with a lot of questions. Thanks, Tom. What's going on?
Good afternoon. I'm excited to hear more from these guys.
Yep, for sure. So, I think originally, probably the first time we were in the same room together, Marco, was back in 2009, probably in the back of Big Daddy's or something in Oak Park back in the day. With the whole culture. I found out when I came down to visit you guys, your background. So my good friend Bruce Ashley just kept telling me, you got to meet these guys down in Detroit, George and the crew. So I was lucky enough to be put in contact with you guys and came down and met George and Marco and Brent and toured the place and quickly realized that. These guys have been doing this for a long time. They had a sweet vibe and a great brand, and the flower was incredible. I think we hit it off pretty good. And then in the meantime, I know you guys came and supported the foundation at the party in Pontiac, and we're a donor. And from there, we kept talking, and eventually. Are now working together, signed a deal, and Redemption is going to be bringing some of the Luxury Loud flower to a lot of our stores. So I'm super excited, and guys, is a story about how you got into cannabis, what you've been doing, and from there we can start talking about Luxury Loud.
Ryan, yeah, we started. There's a group of caregivers in Hamtramck in Detroit back when medical first went into. When the law was passed, like 2008-ish. Shout out to the guys from Agrotech and F Solventless. But yeah, we started growing in Hamtramck in Detroit, and then Big Daddy's and Herbal Options were one of the first dispensaries around, so that's where I first met you. Also, Adam Brook was very instrumental in my start in the cannabis game. He was my first super chronic plug back in the day. I think I was 17 or 18. And he had the Super Silver Haze and Juicy Fruit. And I've been friends with Adam for decades, and he's helped me in so many ways I can't even explain it. So that's kind of the basis. Brett, anything else to add?
No, just coming along in '08, I met Marco in, I think, 2009, and started exchanging information about things, and he kind of showed me the ropes on moving to a bigger scale and what to do next, and trading genetics and going back and forth, and everything just kind of clicked from there.
Great, and I, it was cool coming down and hearing. I love it when meeting back up with people a decade later or 12 years later, and seeing the people that are still kind of made it through the gauntlet, if you will. It's
yeah, and then the similar backgrounds too, right? What you went through and what I've been through. So
yeah,
it's an interesting nexus for sure.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun being around, like with Tom and Kevin. Thanks for joining us, Kevin, as well has been through it. But, tell us a little bit more about Luxury Loud, the brand, what you guys are doing, obviously growing stores, and how you came about with the name and the attitude.
So it's basically music and dope. We love music, we love dope, and the Soundwave logo kind of was born. I think it was actually 420 last year, or actually 419.
Yep.
So just came up with that, and then just put a lot of hard work into the branding. Learned a lot about it. There's a lot of work involved with that. Had some really good help from some mentors of mine. And so we just continue to bring our caregiver history into the farm to table experience. We grow it, we sell it, we package it here. And then we also provide you so you can spread it across the state. We hire from our community, we love our community, and we also support them and mentor them to do what we're doing, because it's a new talent base, right? We didn't bring a bunch of talent from the suburbs, like we hired from the city, and we taught these people a new trade. So it's very fulfilling in that sense, right?
Absolutely, and the attitude is organic. Coming from Detroit, everything back when you first started off there was a lot of product around in the city and always has been. So you got to be loud. You got to put yourself out there to stand out and be known. And it just came natural for us. And it was like, wow, luxury loud kind of fits with that. And music and weed have always meshed together. And the rest is kicking off from here.
No, I like it. And you guys are talking about Detroit. You guys are right downtown next. No, it's going to be the Ford headquarters, and it's a cool spot. And why don't you? Found it interesting if you feel comfortable talking about the type of benefits and lifestyle you're able to give your employees. When I heard about what you guys kind of your philosophy on that, that's as good as I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, we have multiple guys that have been through the system, and they just needed a second chance. You know, you and I have been there. People have helped us when we were at our lowest point. So helping people through and just showing them that there's a way out if they work hard is just really cool. What else? What else you saying?
Just everything that we were offering for starting off with employees. Like if everything works out, we're offering most of our workers between 36 and 42,000 health benefits and 2 weeks paid vacation.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's cool. You're giving somebody a living wage, the health insurance, and hiring in from within. You mentioned the deal, the redemption deal. We announced it last week, and I'm super excited about that. The first shipment of flour is up in Frederick, Michigan right now, and is going to be getting packaged soon. Talk about the genetics that you have, and what sets them apart, and kind of whatever you can talk about on those.
All our genetics, I think all of them are imported from West Coast. We've spent a lot of time in the years past. It's not like we just started now. You know, we've been doing this for a while, so we've always imported genetics, tried them out, and just mothered them out, and then now bring them to the white market. The gelato strains, which are the most popular at the moment, as you know, but the runts, the gushers, and the mochi. Mochi is a very rare gelato pheno. I would say it's probably like Forum cut Girl Scout cookie with a super berry flavor. Looks just like it, grows like it, super strong indica.
Some people abandon the exotic strains like that sometimes when you're not getting the yield, and everybody's going for straight profit when it comes to yield. But if you know you got quality and you know you have something different, you got to hold on to it, release it to set yourself apart. And I think we kind of found that with the mochi. You know, it doesn't crush numbers, but the quality is always there. It packs the punch, and it's different. And it's got that smack taste.
Yeah, and then the runts and gushers speak for themselves. Runts probably one of the most popular strains out there right now. Very unique, super frosty, super terp numbers too. Shoot, what did we hit? Over 7 on that one?
Yeah, 7% terps on the runts.
Yeah, just over 7, and then.
And 4.3% of that was the myrcene. I never say it right, which is like the sedative, the muscle relaxer, and pain reliever. And no wonder everybody likes that so much. So it's not all about the THC.
Yes, exactly. You just got to educate people on that. But yeah, that's the runts, and then the gushers, similar. It's what is that one? Gelato also.
Yep, times triangle.
Triangle. That's my favorite at the moment. But yeah, super excited for you to have them. They're super killer. Again, that's about it.
What's up, guys? It's Kevin Pybus over at Truu Cannabis. Sorry for being a little bit late there. Having some technical difficulties with my computer here, which is always on time, right? When you're trying to get something done, the computer's going to screw up for you. But I want to welcome you guys to the Redemption family. I know we're all pretty excited to get involved and try some of the new strains you guys got coming out. I did want to talk to you about, you had mentioned coming up from the Caregiver Market, just like I did. And I wanted you to maybe talk a little bit about what that experience has been like, how it's been, going from, garage warehouse, small warehouse type grows into these bigger facilities, and how you guys have been able to adapt.
That's interesting. The basement is different than a commercial building, and then a commercial building is different than this place. A lot of technology involved, a lot of good labor needed. The number of packages, I would say, is one big thing, right? Instead of selling 100 pounds in 100 turkey bags, now you have 13,000 jars, right? You got to make sure everyone is on point. It's a lot of detail, and you need a lot of good employees and a lot of good help to make that happen.
Staying compliant and staying noticed of what's going on around you in the whole facility. from a management and a micromanagement standpoint to make sure nothing gets forgotten, nothing gets overlooked. So I would say there's definitely a big leap when it comes over to it. It can be done, but it takes a lot of looking after for sure.
Yeah, politics was also a big hurdle. I'm not going to really get into any of that. We just continue to do what we've always done and hope for the best. But politics is definitely a big part of this. Just getting those cities to approve that you can do what you want to do. You know, it's definitely a game. Training the new talent is also something that's a little difficult. It's just different, right? You just have to document everything you do so it's repeatable. So, but I have a history in the automotive industry. I come from high volume production design. So implementing that into this, just like the merging of the two careers, has been really interesting. So yeah, big steps for sure from the basement, but anyone can do it if they work hard and they have the financing. And some political connections too, but Ryan's real good at that, so.
Yeah,
You mentioned, sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
No, go ahead, Tom. You're good.
No, I said you're mentioning SOPs and everything, standard operating procedures, and how scaling and repeatability is important. Something that we know is coming now with the inevitable federal legalization that will happen is that getting set up for good manufacturing practices and having things repeatable, having all of your processes documented, having the data to prove that these things are repeatable. How have you guys implemented these types of things from the get-go, or are these things that you feel that people are needing to be now like reactive that it's coming?
To bring back up, we do the one thing that is GMP certified is our harvest equipment. It's from Mobius. It's incredible. Like, they're the first one I've seen that's doing that. So yeah, that is definitely coming to the cannabis industry. We just need help doing it. The talent isn't really there, like with the quality aspect, but that's something that I'm definitely interested in getting somebody's help with getting that implemented. But it's very important. All that, it's going to be federally regulated. You're absolutely right.
Marco, we talked about this earlier or yesterday, and said it was cool if we brought it up. So it's you guys got another big announcement going on with another brand you're carrying, and just to make sure it's all right to say it again, if you want, go ahead and tell us about it and kind of how that works.
Yeah, so we're going to be launching a brand with John Sally. So it's his brand, Deuces 22. He's very active in the cannabis industry. He's devoted his daughter's career. I think she's like in her 20s, but he wants this to be her career. So he's building this brand, not just the flower, but he's trying to do this whole thing, TV shows, all this. So we're working with him. We're going to release one strain to start. It's probably going to be a capstone made by Capulator. John loves sativas, so I think we're going to start with a sativa. There will be a cover story in Our Detroit. It was supposed to be the September issue, but it's going to be the October issue. I was just told today it's pushed back 1 month. But yeah, so Deuces 22 is his brand. He's going to have flower in eighths, and it will be pre-rolls will come soon too. But we'll probably start with one strain. And I think September 22nd will be the first launch of that. So we're pretty excited. He's going to do a lot of promotion. Like, he's going to put his whole weight behind it. It's not just going to be like every other celebrity strain, throw their name on a package and disappear. He's going to put a lot of work behind it. So we're very excited. So is he. And just happens we're on 22nd Street. So his number was 22. His brand is Deuces 22 on 22nd. So it just worked out perfectly, man. We're really stoked.
I love that it's a long, tall, and stretchy sativa.
Exactly, right? Perfect.
A little bit about that. So your guys as you're getting into it, and my business plan has changed over the last 5 years many times. But as we go along and learn, but you are partnering with, like myself, partnering with John Sally, behind. Some people only sell their own flower branded on it. Other people are partnering with brands like yourselves and also selling. Where are you guys headed?
A year ago, I would have said the opposite. Like, no way, I'm selling, I'm putting my name on everything. But you got to adapt, you know. And as with 6 months or 9 months in the white market, you see there's different opportunities out there, and you got to adapt. So this is the way it's going right now. Might be different in a year, who knows? But yeah, we're excited to do something a little different, and I think it's going to work for everybody. It's just kind of like co-branding, right? Get us all out there a little bit more, and yeah, that's about it. What
And
do
do
you
what's
think?
best for the company, not what's best for us. And if signing up with these brands helps the company more, then that's what we go for.
That's great. How long have you guys known met back in possibly '08, but how long have you guys known George and the other people involved too?
Since back then in the agave days, that's where Adam Brook actually. I used to hang out with those guys at the. That was George's restaurant back in the day. So that was 2008-ish. We weren't hanging around back then, but yeah, since back then, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's about right. 2009. Then we started getting into the bigger things with the cannabis cups, and I remember some of the first hash bashes we did down there, and we had a big old school bus passing out flyers for our dispensary that was in Hamtramck Herbal Options,
Yep.
and pulling up right to the gates, dropping a banner out the side, and getting a real taste of what it was to come, you know, in the cannabis industry. Because that second or third year with the medical cards at the hash bash, it was a blast.
Yeah, that was the Wild Wild West, right? When all those dispensaries were open, weight was moving through the stores. That was the good old days.
It was insane. Yep.
Yeah.
I opened mine May of '10, and yeah, it was a fun couple of years.
Yep, good times.
Yeah, totally different world though, you know. But you know, when I entered into into the regulated market, the last thing on my mind was marketing, branding, logos, and all of that stuff. So a lot of our stuff that we do with Real Leaf wasn't really necessarily the first thing that I wanted to focus on. Obviously, we wanted to make sure our flower was a quality that we could get behind more than just a brand and some colors, you know. I'm looking at your website. I wanted to ask you about your marketing. The first thing I see pretty much is Your Weed Sucks, a love story. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Tell me about how my weed.
Yeah, so that was the branding thing was not something I was used to either, right? We're used to hiding what I did always. Never had any sort of Instagram or any of that type of stuff. So then realizing that in the white market you have to do it that way, we had some friends, some family friends, I would say, that have some good branding history, and they helped us get that stuff started at the beginning. Like, who are you? And be honest, right? And that's kind of what they saw that we are, right? Like, we're kind of, I don't know what the word is. We talk shit. We're kind of irreverent.
Wear it on our,
but
yeah, we
we're
wear it on our
honest,
shoulder,
you know?
you know what I mean? And just when everything was coming around 2-3 years ago with the packaging and all these different strains, and it was like, okay, is this really the strain that's in this package? And it was kind of the whole, you know, all show, no go. You start to see this packaging coming out years ago, and you get so excited about it, then you get it, and it was, you know, run flat on the inside. So if it's going to be true, stay true to it.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
kind of
shitty.
how those guys interpreted it. So it's like, yeah, okay. We're not saying we're the best. We're just good. You know, there is no best,
Right.
I don't think. We're just
Right,
good.
for sure.
We're just dogging the MSOs, basically.
Oh, I got you. I feel you on that. Crappy weed in a pretty box, man. That I understand the disappointment with that.
Yep, polishing a turd.
So what can you talk about any new products? I know you guys have been selling flour. Anything else that's coming?
Got a blunt hit the market. We're super excited about that. A lot of R&D with that one. A lot of research and development. A lot of trips to Cali, studying El Blunto for like 4 years ago. Just seeing that product with the glass tip was just fantastic. So for us to finally get this on the market, we're super excited about it, especially being where we are. But it burns great. It's fucking killer. So we're super stoked about that. Anything else?
New strain, we got a new strain that'll be coming up in the next few months for sure. It's going to be Gushmints is what will be coming up. Really looking forward to that. High numbers across the board on everything, so be looking out for it.
Yeah, Gushers times F1 Derb times
Cushmints.
Cushmints. So super stoked about that. That's one of Purple City's latest. They just dropped it like 6 months ago. So we got out there and flew the cut back in. So super stoked. That's always a fun trip, bringing that in. It's always fun. And then to see it happen and happen here first time, we're stoked. I think we're in like week 5 of flower, so we'll have a sample soon.
Yeah.
Pretty stoked.
First sample internal R&D batch, if you will.
Absolutely.
Not hitting the streets of the stores for a couple months.
Guys choose what strains to run.
I've had these for years. We just knew that these were the killer on the quality side. Now, when we see new ones, we just have some guys out west. Wick Family Farms, a friend of ours, Justin. He's super integrated in the scene more than anybody I know. So when he calls me and tells me I got this, I say, okay, I'll take it.
We give it a shot.
Yeah, and then just word of mouth, I guess. But yeah, typically from we get word from out there.
Yeah, that's sweet. What goes into your blunts, and is there anything as far as is it going to be those strains of the flower? Are they infused? Anything on them?
No infused right now. We just have, I think, runts and gushers at the moment. We'll probably throw the mochi in there as well, but we just started with runts and gushers. The runts blunts. So
Yep.
blunts with a Z. Just got to get on the
man.
trademark on that real quick.
All right, yeah. What when is that hitting?
We just put it on the shelves a couple days ago.
Yep, it's on our store only right now.
Our store only right now. We're still undecided on the wholesale.
Okay, how's it been?
About Mars Corporation and runts, using the term runts.
Yeah, it is a concern for sure. But if I just use blunts, BLUNTZ, and just keep the runts
Well,
out,
Sure.
that's it. Yep.
There you go.
Just
How's it
blunts.
been? Has it been people who've been finding out about it?
We've just had a lot of R&D with it. I really haven't looked at the sales honestly yet.
No, it's only been a few days in the storefront, so we'll be looking into that coming up in the next couple of days.
I almost want to drive down now. What as far as like some of the, I know I've been following you guys now and watching what you're doing. You guys definitely get some celebrities and sports stars and different types of people in Detroit. Tell me a little bit about like with that and how that happens, and how do you guys know so many people?
Yeah, our boy Double D, he's I guess our brand ambassador. When people come to Detroit, they want to go to the hip spots, and this is one of them. So he's been working with us for a while. He's super into the music scene, and music, luxury, loud, the whole thing just worked. I think he actually knew Golf Clap, the DJ that we used on our hype video that we made a year ago, and I think that's how he found us actually.
Yeah, we had made the hype video of our facility that's on our Instagram page, and it kind of shows the grow before we brought any plants in. Just a quick overview of the facility before we started bringing actual living plants in. And we got the song from Golf Clap that is the soundtrack for the video. Double D, Daryl, who does marketing with Golf Clap, he worked with Death Row Records way back in the day, and then has just done a lot of concert promotions, celebrity promotions since then. So when people fly into Detroit and they're looking for something to do, or they want to take tours beforehand their show, or they say, what's going on in the city of Detroit? He looked at our brand, liked what he saw, and said, this is a place that I want to bring people through to Detroit.
Yeah, and he worked for Bumpbox too, so that's how we got the connection to make that pager and whatnot. So pretty dope.
And that, yeah, I loved it. That was I think that might have been the highest selling item at the auction at the fundraiser too. Jason over at Detroit Buds got it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
no, definitely like it. I know you guys have been mentioning Detroit a lot. Tell us a little bit about what it's like operating in Detroit, medical only. Obviously, it's a frustrating situation at times. And how has that affected the business as far as not being able to go rec?
It's frustrating. It just stops us from growing, but we'll get there eventually. We're still able to provide jobs in the city. We could provide more if the city did a little bit more, but it will happen soon. So med only is tough, but rec will come. Rec will come.
Yeah, we just got to be patient and know that the people of Detroit want it, so it will happen. Right now, it's just a question of when.
Yeah, they voted it in, so they'll get it. Other than that, we really don't like to comment on stuff like that. We keep doing what we do. We support the community, and we hope for the best. So.
Absolutely.
Nice. What as far as like I've been telling a lot of people about it and excited, and probably double talking on the monoterpenes and the runts, and then also in the Truu OG, which is even higher. What's the highest you guys have seen, and what I know on the market, I haven't really been seeing it that high. So what do you attribute that to? Obviously the genetics, but is there anything
Yeah, the
else?
genetics. I have never seen it that high. Even Justin, who grows it out west, that's where I got the True OG from Derek Howard, founder of Elemental Wellness. A mentor of mine taught me a lot about the white market about 4 years ago. He passed away a couple months ago, but he's the one who gave me that strain. They haven't even seen numbers that high on that one. I didn't even notice it until after I saw Doghouse posted a 5% strain, and I was like, oh, let me look at mine. And I didn't even realize it was that high.
I would
And the
contribute
runs
to
too.
environment in our rooms.
Yeah, the environment for sure.
That's what we always focus the most on when growing over here at Luxury Lounge.
That's what I spent.
Environment,
We spent the most money on that because when
environment.
you have that stable environment, that constant VPD, the plant grows the best and the best traits come out. So just the black market history, or the gray market, I should say, we've all had AC issues, right? It's such a pain in the ass. So I said, we're going to spend the most money on environment here to keep that environment constant, to let it produce the best for years to come, right? Because it's a production facility. So you got to invest in your equipment. So I attribute it to the environmental control plus the genetics for sure.
And speaking of that, you know, I remember back, I haven't been able to grow since 2012. I'm looking forward to it again, but I remember, you know, in 11 and 10, and even before that, the storm was coming. Power goes out. I'm worried about 36 plants and a little generator. You guys had a little issue on a lot bigger scale the other week. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that was fun. We've been through that one before. Yeah, it's just the worst time for anything to happen is when it's in the drying process. And unfortunately, that was that time. But we had a SOP in place for what happens, and you bring in
And a good team.
a good team and an SOP. You put the dehumidifier in there, you slow it down, and you still pass medical testing, which is huge. I mean, we had no power for 3 days. And we had hundreds of plants in the building, $250,000 of weed hanging, and we got through it. So a good team plus SOPs makes that happen. But that was it was pretty incredible. So yeah, the generators and the power, man, it's crazy. It's really, really expensive, but you got to have it. But you also got to have good people. So we're lucky enough to have that.
Shout out to the Luxury Lounge team for sure.
What, was that power outage just from the storm that came through, or
Yeah,
you
that
guys
was that
having-
storm, man. It was 3 days, and it was crazy because
Yeah.
the phones weren't working either. You know what I'm saying? So you couldn't call each other. But yeah, and being where we are too, interesting. So we just sat here all weekend, put in shifts, and yeah, almost 3 full days. Crazy.
Yeah, I melted my my wires last July 4th of July weekend, right? And so for 4 days, no power. Had generators up here like you're doing, or we're doing, scrambling to get DUs in there just to try
Oh, yeah.
to keep the rooms in an environment so we just don't mold out, you know. And
Yep.
you know, the crazy things we have to go through in this industry, you know, people sometimes just don't even understand.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's fun times. But yes, it's pretty crazy. So you got through, so you melted wires inside your building or outside?
Well, we've melted both at two different
Oh.
occasions, but this time
Been there
it
too.
just,
I've
it
been
just
there
happened to be inside. You know what
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, it's never fun. It always happens at the most unopportune time when you know.
It's always
it's
fun.
just crazy.
The contractors that you have to use when you're in the gray market too. It's always, you can't just call the big companies, you know. So it's always like, yeah, like the cast from the Pirates of the Caribbean is like the guys we're calling to fix our buildings and shit, you know.
But now we can
Yeah.
call them pros. Makes it nicer.
Yeah, I remember one time we melted some wires on a building, and we could see it on the cameras. It was during the gray time, you know, obviously, and you could see the transformers just blowing down the block, boom, 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 and it looked like Armageddon. And I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean? It's like everybody hide, start tearing the grow down. You know what I mean? Like
oh,
it was
yeah.
pure on panic. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Time
yeah.
to call Uncle Sparky.
Yeah. Yeah, but that panic back then made us not panic this time. But yeah, that's funny. The Transformers, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, appreciate it, guys. We got a little bit of a late start today, so I have a hard out here in a little bit. So I wanted to let Kevin and Tom and say goodbye, and then you as well, Marco and Brent. So Tom, take it away.
Yeah, it's great to meet you guys. Looking forward to working with you more in the future and learning more about your stuff. I definitely want to try those runs or blunts, you know, as soon as they're available. But I'm sure we'll be seeing each other around. It's good to get some background to what you guys got going on.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, thanks for your time, guys. Anytime. We'll always be around. So if anybody wants a tour, come on down. Show you around.
Cool. Kevin?
Yeah, definitely want to take you up on that. Sounds like you guys got some cool shit going on at your facility. So definitely love to check that out. And Appreciate you guys coming on the show today. Sorry, I got a little bit delayed getting on, but appreciate you guys being patient there.
It's cool. Yeah, it's stoner people time, man.
Yeah,
It's all
Yeah,
love,
yeah,
man. It's
yeah,
all
right,
love.
for sure. But I'm glad you guys got through that power issue. That's awesome to hear. And I wish you guys all the best. Welcome to the family. Looking forward to working with you guys on some redemption stuff. So looking forward also to meet you guys in person. So take
Thanks,
care.
man.
Good luck, guys. Yep.
Super stoked.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yep. Marco and Brent, anything you want to say to our audience?
No, I'm good.
Everybody that wants to come out and check out one of those blunts, 2520 22nd Street, Luxury Loud, Detroit, Michigan. We stay loud, we stay proud. Come smoke with us.
Love it.
I love it. Thanks, guys. I'm super excited to having the runts and the genetics and to be working with you guys. And it's been a great reception since the announcement. So appreciate it, and we'll see everybody next week.
Appreciate you, Ryan.